a public service announcement with
Pedant publican, actually. There were calls for a town statue to be erected by the Guildhall this week after Faversham Town Council announced a traffic cone surplus. In a recent cone audit, FTC admitted that they had 2 more cones than they thought they had. There are now plans to use these traffic cones, as Councillor Josh Rowland explained. Faversham doesn't have a prominent statue, and we'd like one in town where drunks can put a traffic cone on its head, just like that statue in Glasgow. It would have a dual purpose, as it would utilise the cones and would become a tourist attraction like that statue in Glasgow. Although no official figure has been named, an FTC source told the Spire that Wally Hawkes or Tinny Holtum may well end up on the plinth. Actually.
A dog who leapt from a first floor window onto a marketplace has denied attempting suicide, so it has. Bull Lurch and Lolly shocked drinkers outside the Bear Inn after leaping a 15-foot drop and landed on marketplace. Speaking from a Luton Road home, 7-year-old Lolly told the Spire, "It was not a suicide attempt. My owner left me in the flat with the radio on, and I leapt out of the window after Coldplay came on. They were awful." Eddie Ward, Lolly's owner, said, "I had a long chat with Lolly afterwards and we decided to change stations to Hot FM. Next time we leave her at home. Even Brother Beyond will be better than Chris Martin." Chris Martin said, "I know how Lolly feels. When Gwyneth's cat heard Yellow for the first time, she threw herself off our balcony. She could only eat through a straw right now."
Spire FM, Spire FM, Spire FM.
Popular Court Street restaurant Ask Italian were accused of putting profit before customer comfort this week after a tin can was spotted holding a window open. As customers sweltered on the hottest day of the year, questions were asked as to why there was no air conditioning available. As diner Anna Myrtle-Bilge explained, "It's absolutely disgusting. I've been eating in Ask Italian for years, and you'd expect them to at least have some air conditioning when they're charging £12 for a vegan pizza, which they do have in the Canterbury branch, which is where I was eating, but still." A source at Ask told the Spire, "It's a health and safety issue, actually. More people are killed each year by falling air conditioning units than are killed by sharks. But you wouldn't want to watch a film about it, would you?"
just leave me alone. I'm only looking for fun.
And that was The Clash with White Man in Hammersmith Palais. And with me in the studio today is Mick Jones himself, who has a question for our listeners.
I'm the other Mick Jones, not the one from Clash.
There's more than one Mick Jones?
Aye, there's another one too. The Leeds United player who broke his arm in 1972 Cup final.
Well, it seems to have healed okay, Mick.
No, I'm not that Mick Jones either. I'm the one from Foreigner.
Of course you are. So, you have a question for our listeners, right?
Yes, as many of you remember, I wrote a song called
I wanna know what love is.
And 30 years on, I still don't know. Can any of you listeners help?
Well, listeners, there you have it. Mick still wants to know what love is. So if you know, call Spire FM on 0800 454545.
Hi Mick, love is a term in tennis which means 0 or nothing. So if the score was 30 love, it would mean I have 30 points and you have none. And that's what love is.
He ducks, that's right, Gran. Tell us.
A one-legged chicken has told of his horror at seeing Helen Whately wearing his missing leg as a brooch. Hoppy, who lives on Owens Court Farm in Selling, told the Spire that he was distraught at seeing the Faversham MP wearing his leg on her lapel. "Has she no morals?" Hoppy said. "I lost that leg after falling into a threshing machine and never saw it again. I never dreamed it would end up on her coat as a brooch. I know that she's friends with the farm owner, Bob Owen, and knowing that shyster the way I do, he probably sold it for the price of a pint." The Spire approached Whately, who said, "If Hoppy wants his leg back, it's his for a tenner."
Darling, I just saw Hector put a bottle of Bulgarian rum in his pocket.
Well, tell him to put it back, or else he won't get a shotgun for his 10th birthday.
Quite. How are we doing for Bulgarian rum, by the way? A local man who stopped to urinate in Cross Lane 3 years ago has finally finished his pee. Roger Jones of Cheney Road stopped to relieve himself after drinking 27 pints of Hurleman in the Sun Inn in 2018. He soon became a tourist attraction and was dubbed the Peeing Man, much like the famous Peeing Boy statue in Brussels. During his 3 years in the alley, he was frequently brought gifts by fans, beaten up twice, proposed to once, and the Salvation Army Band even played to him last Christmas. Speaking from his living room, Jones told the Spire, "I'm glad to be home at last. I'll just stick to the 15 pints next time." The Sun Inn stopped selling Hurleman in 2015, actually.
Spire FM is all listen to. Spire